Hello, BookTube. I'm also going to be doing the Mystery Madness Journey tag. This tag was created by Books I'm Not Reading. I'll leave a link to her channel in the show notes down below, as well as a link to Steve Donahue, whose version of this tag I'm drawing on for the prompts. So let's get started. Prompt number 1. What was your first experience of reading a mystery and what was it like? So, back when I was about 10 or 11, I'm thinking 11, my mom took me and my brother to a garage sale, and there I found a very weird book. It was an oversized hardcover of a small selection of Sherlock Holmes stories by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. The collection included the first half of A Study in Scarlet. So, A Study in Scarlet is a very weird novel. It's the first story in the Sherlock Holmes series, and it introduces Holmes and Watson. And the first half of the novel is the murder mystery. The second half of the novel is a Western that basically explains the motive for the murder. But it's not very good. So I can see why it got cut. The other stories in this collection included, I think, A Scandal in Bohemia, The Red-Headed League, and I know for sure The Blue Carbuncle, and maybe another one, but I have not had that collection in probably well over 20 years. And it's been probably about 30 something since I actually read it. I feel old now. But I liked it enough that it got me interested in reading more detective fiction, both the rest, or a good chunk of the Sherlock Holmes stories, but also Agatha Christie and a few others. Prompt number 2. Has the reading of a mystery novel ever startled you? What was the book and where were you when it happened? No, I've never been startled by reading a murder mystery. Prompt number 3. Are there any people that have played a significant role in your mystery reading journey? No. A lot of my reading periods tend to be self-generated. Prompt number 4. What is your favorite mystery and why? I would probably go with A Pocketful of Rye by Agatha Christie. It is my personal favorite Miss Marple novel. It is not the best of the Miss Marple novels, but it has a tender place in my heart. It is about a country house where, over the course of the novel, the owner of the house, his wife, the maid, and the maid are all murdered. And the maid was trained by Miss Marple, so Miss Marple comes down to wreak vengeance on the murderer, who very much does deserve to have vengeance wreaked on him. Prompt number 5. Which mystery protagonist do you prefer? Miss Marple or Hercule Poirot, Nancy Drew, or the Hardy Boys, or someone else? So between Miss Marple and Poirot, I do prefer Miss Marple for, I think, a lot of the reasons that Steve mentioned in his video. Although Hercule Poirot can be a lot of fun as well, but there's just something about the Miss Marple novels that the Poirot novels don't quite have. Between Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys, I've never read either one, but I will go with Steve for similar reasons for the Hardy Boys. Prompt number 6. Which mystery do you wish you could read again for the first time? No spoilers. there are none. And for very different reasons than from what Steve Donahue mentioned in his answer to this question. For me, my reading life is. I'm not entirely sure how weird my reading life is compared to other people, but I don't have like a bench of genres that I read. I cycle through them. So my mystery reading period was at its height during my preteen and very early teen years. And since then, I haven't been into mysteries. A lot of the mysteries that I have read since then, I haven't really enjoyed. And for the Agatha Christie, when I got back into her briefly a few years ago, I wasn't really reading for the mysteries. I was actually more interested in the matchmaking. So, unless of course I went back into time to that period when I was into mysteries, I probably actually would not enjoy whatever mystery I was like now no longer. It would be reading for the first time since I don't remember the last time I read it or something. Okay, where were we? Prompt number 7. What mystery or mystery series would you most like to see adapted for the big or small screen, and why? Do you have any casting choices in mind? What is your favorite adaptation of a mystery or mystery series? So I have been thinking that it would be neat to have a new adaptation of the Miss Marple novels. But to be perfectly honest, there's already been the perfect adaptation of the Miss Marple novels, the series starring Joan Hickson from the 80s. They are all great. So how can a new adaptation be improved upon? And the same thing is also true of Poirot. I mean, David Suchet is Hercule Poirot, so there is no need for new adaptations. So I was kind of thinking, when thinking about this, maybe. I mean, it's been how many decades since the Maltese Falcon, but. So maybe the Maltese Falcon. Maybe the. Was it Philip Marlowe from Raymond Chandler? Even though, to be perfectly honest, I hate them, so I really wouldn't want to watch an adaptation of them. I actually was thinking about Batman, but I mean, who the hell knows what's going on with DC's attempts to adapt Batman? So, nope. Let's just go with nope. And as far as my favorite adaptation, that would be the Miss Marple series with Joan Hickson. Prompt number 8. Do any mysteries intimidate you? If yes, what mystery or mystery series and why? Not really. I'm just. As much as I would like to give March Mystery Madness a full throated engagement one year, I'm just not really all that interested in mysteries. Prompt number 9. What tips would you give to readers hesitant to read mysteries? I would say start with short stories. Find a good anthology or two and just start reading. And if it works for you, or if there are authors that work for you, like read more of their short fiction, read some of their novels. And if they don't, well, that's okay. Prompt number 10. Have you ever helped solve a crime or been part of something that sounds like it could have been a mystery novel? Tell us about it. Nope. Never been involved in anything like that at all. Anyway, BookTube, that was the March Mystery Madness Journey tag. If you would like to do this tag, consider yourselves tagged.